The Nigerian government is a leviathan of a three-pronged violence. In Nigeria, the government commits illegitimate violence against the people in three distinct forms. What are they? In the first form, by structural violence and acts of omission of responsibilities, the government sets Nigerians against one another. How? Imagine a scenario where a driver runs over puddles of water in potholes on the road and it splashes on a passerby. What do you think will happen in such a situation? The victim engages the driver in a fight, and in the course of this, one or both dies in it. But if the government builds roads, there will be no puddles of water to splash, and road crashes will become minimal. Or think of a situation where you come into a government bureaucracy and a civil servant demands bribe to fast-track a lawful process. This is rampant in the country. But if the government pays them well, the civil servants, do you think they will indulge in such abhorrent actions? I don't think so. What about what I may call the lower class, comprising people who are just managing to eke out a living? But when the government makes a farcical economic decisions, such as what President Buhari's oil subsidy removal did, without initiating efficient policies to assuage the implications, most members of this class may go into theft, and in some cases, they will be lynched. In the second form of this violence, the government destroys the minds of the public by launching campaigns of calumny against icons of democracy perceived to be threats to its power. The government employs skilled propagandists as assistants and power of the press to control what people think. At the subnational level, for example, governors make use of this strategy to curry favor with its people. That's why in a community, would go into a jamboree and jubilation on the site of a governor, even though it has no meaningful development. Now, at the national level, government's propaganda is much more catastrophic because we are looking at a multi-ethnic country in which a little blunder in speech by a president or his agents could be devastating. We have seen this strategy used to sway the House of Fulanis in the north. We have seen this strategy used by Ajuri Galila to mount an impregnable defense of President Tinubu's failure to address Nigeria's problems. We have also seen this strategy used by the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, against the senator representing Abuja, the FCT, Senator Kingibe. We have seen pro-government supporters such as Bayo Onanuga and Reno Mokri make use of this mind game against Peter Obi. These skilled propagandists utilize both sophistry and blind arguments to poison gullible Nigerians who already have latent proclivity towards dangerous tribal and religious sentiments. But structural and mental forms of government violence are increasingly being met with resistance, with the presence of media organizations like the Diaspora Digital Media that speak the minds of the people. They are constantly being challenged by fearless human rights activists who do not pander to the whim and caprices of ethnicity, but who speak truth to power. And because of this resistance, the government has had recourse to the last form of its violence, which I call the physical aggression. By this strategy, the government uses its armed forces, including the police force, against those who it perceives as enemies of corruption. The government either secretly eliminates these activists or flagrantly launches physical assault on them. So, in the course of this political leadership in Nigeria, the government employs any of these three forms of violence to deal with the people it is meant to protect and lord its power over them. But gradually, I know that one day, the Nigerian people will amass full collective consciousness of a common problem. They will be united not by tribe or religion, but by hunger and poverty. Of course, today, hunger is pitting Nigerians against one another, and the political class is quite happy. They are quite glad about that. But all I know is that tomorrow, this hunger will unite Nigerians against the ultimate enemy in the corridors of power. Yes. So our entreaty as a media organization now goes to all Nigerians to stand up and refuse to budge when smitten by divisive, tribal, or religious colorations. We cannot win this war against corruption. We cannot win this war against bad governance without coming together and being our brother's keeper. The time to unite is now.